What if I told you that the roots of the most devastating conflict in human history, World War II, were not planted overnight, but were the result of a complex interplay of political, economic, and ideological forces that had been brewing for decades? Our journey begins in the aftermath of World War I with the Treaty of Versailles. This treaty, which ended the Great War, imposed harsh penalties on Germany and its allies, including heavy financial reparations and territorial losses. The perceived injustices of the treaty stirred resentment and instability across Europe, setting the stage for further conflict. In the 1930s, the world witnessed the alarming rise of totalitarian regimes. Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany, Benito Mussolini's fascist Italy, and Joseph Stalin's Soviet Union all sought to expand their power and influence through aggressive foreign policies and territorial expansion. As these dictatorships grew stronger, the Western democracies adopted a policy of appeasement, hoping to avoid conflict by conceding to their demands. However, this strategy only served to embolden these regimes, particularly Nazi Germany, which continued its territorial ambitions with the remilitarization of the Rhineland, the annexation of Austria, and demands for territorial concessions in Czechoslovakia. Meanwhile, in Asia, Japan pursued an expansionist policy, beginning with its invasion of Manchuria in 1931, which further destabilized the global order. The collective security mechanisms of the time, notably the League of Nations, proved ineffective in preventing these acts of aggression. The limitations of international diplomacy and the lack of effective enforcement mechanisms exposed the fragility of peace in an increasingly volatile world. The economic landscape of the time further exacerbated these tensions. The Great Depression, which shook global economies in the 1930s, intensified social and political unrest, creating conditions ripe for the rise of extremist ideologies and authoritarian regimes. Last but not least, the role of nationalism and ideological conflict cannot be overlooked. The clash of ideologies, democracy, fascism and communism, fueled tensions and rivalries among nations, further shaping the geopolitical landscape of the interwar period. So World War II was not an isolated event, but rather the culmination of a series of interconnected events and conditions. The Treaty of Versailles, the rise of totalitarian regimes, the failure of appeasement, expansionist policies, the shortcomings of collective security, the impact of the Great Depression, and the clash of nationalist and ideological forces all played crucial roles in the lead-up to the war. This intricate web of causes underscores the complexity of World War II's origins, reminding us that history is not a series of isolated events, but a complex tapestry woven from countless threads of human endeavour, ambition and conflict. The causes of World War II serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in our shared history.